14.7 rebounds per game, dishing out 15 assists. They've been turning it over at a 14.6 clip, and they have 7 steals per contest. Emory will be in the home gray. The Yellow Jackets in the visiting blue. Both teams had great pre-conference outings. Emory 10-1. The lone loss to Guilford on a 3-point buzzer beater the last time out, which I'm sure still sticks in their craw. The Yellow Jackets come in with a 9-2 record. So Coach Luke Flacurzi has done a good job again in his 10th season. He's won 157 games, lost just 77 in that time span. Of course, Jason Zimmerman, the Emory coach in his 13th season here, the all-time winningest Emory coach. 224 wins, just 104 losses. We're getting ready to go. It's going to be Algier tipping off against Rowley. Rowley controls it. It's tipped back, and it's going to be controlled by the Yellow Jackets. Kalen Lee with it. He's the point guard. Comes to the top of the key to Gang. Gang now to Banka. Banka coming off that unbelievable game where he hit every single shot he tossed up. Gang now inside to Algier, their leading scorer, averaging 15.4 points per game. Kalen Lee with the running one-hander, and in it goes. Kalen Lee hits the first hoop of the ball game, and the Yellow Jackets take a quick 2-0 lead. Again, the starting lineup here for your Emory Eagles. Roman Williams, Matt Davitt, Nick Stuck, Lawrence Rowley, and Matthew Schneer. In it goes. First 2 points of the game by Schneer, a three-pointer, and Emory takes the lead at 3-2. Kalen Lee, he's their point guard, 5'11". Yellow Jackets with a tall lineup. They got 6'10", 6'8", 6'7" in there. Nordsay comes back out of the top to Algier. Algier is the leading scorer. Ross Gang now with it, looking for somewhere to go. Emory doing a good job. They put it inside, and there is Algier, Ryan Algier, hitting the 6'10" junior as Rochester regains the lead at 4-3. Emory, top of the key to Nick Stuck. Inside it goes, not quite there. Rebound by Ross Gang. And here come the Yellow Jackets. Gang takes about 5 steps, dishes out to Nordsay. Nordsay from 3, no long, too long. Roman Williams with the long rebound, and here comes the leading scorer for the Emory Eagles. Drives down, left-handed, makes it look easy. Roman Williams with his first 2 points of the game, and Emory regains the lead at 5-4. As I said, this is going to be a dandy of a game. Oh, great pass, wide open. Algier, just a layup. Emory didn't get back. 6-5 now. Rochester with the lead. Rowley backing it in, puts it up acrobatically, no foul called. Rebound by Nordsay. They get it up to Lee. Lee trying to push it forward. 6-5 early on in this one. Rochester with the lead. Lee loses it. Turnover. And it's going to be Emory basketball. T.C. Price now checking in, number 11. And number 3, Brian Ambolino Perez, who hails from Spain. He's averaging 4.2 points and 5.1 rebounds per game for the Yellow Jackets. Emory still with the original starting lineup out there. Nick Stuck driving in, puts up a behind the back shot. Just won't go, but he draws the foul, and Nick Stuck will be going to the free throw line. 6-5 your score. Yellow Jackets with the lead. Rochester coming into this one with a 9-2 record. Emory, of course, 10-1, ranked 6th in all of Division III. They got as high as number 2 before losing to Guilford on a wild finish at the Holiday Classic. Roman Williams in that one hit a three-pointer with 3 seconds to go to put Emory up by 2. And then Guilford with a half-court pass and then a running three-pointer at the buzzer to beat the Emory Eagles and give them their only loss of the season so far. But Emory ranks 6th right now. First game of conference play. Tie game, 6-6 as Nick Stuck hits one of the 2. Algier with it, he gets it inside. Ambolino Perez, no good. And Nick Stuck drives it up, pushes it up, gives it to Matt Schnare. Baseline three-pointer for Matthew Schnare, the 6'4 junior out of Boca Raton, Florida, averaging 17.6 points per game, gives Emory its biggest lead at 9-6. Now it comes out, T.C. Price with it. Filling in for Kalen Lee at the point guard. Ambolino Perez now over to Banca. Banca, top of the key. Long range shot, no good. Rowley with great position, pulls it in for Emory, and out fly the gray-clad Eagles. Corner it goes. Same spot, Schnare almost took it, but decided not to, and then there's going to be a foul called. I believe it's going to be on number 3, Brian Ambolino Perez. It's his second foul. Actually, they called that on Kalen Lee, so he takes a seat on the bench. Emory ball underneath their own hoop. 9-6, Emory with a 3-point lead. Matthew Schnare with the top of the key. Mason Johnson is checked in for the Emory Eagles, number 24. He's got it right there. 6'7" sophomore out of Phoenix, Arizona. No good. Rebound out of there by Ambolino Perez. And it's Rochester basketball. Hosea Knight is in there now, number 23 for Rochester. Banca throws it to Ambolino Perez. It goes off his foot and it goes out of bounds. Matthew Schnare couldn't quite track it down, lets it go out of bounds. Another turnover for Rochester. And Emory gets the ball back with a 3-point lead. Inbounds to Nick Stuck. Stuck brings it across the timeline. He's checked there by Hosea Knight. Schnare with it, drives into the lane, comes back out. Long ranger, no good by Lawrence. Ambolino Perez, he's being hassled there. Good defense by Roman Williams. Moving his feet, not reaching in with his hands. Knight with it now. Give and go, back to Knight. Too far on the pass, nice play on the back door, but it doesn't go. Nick Stuck drives in left-handed, puts it up right-handed, and gets it. Nick Stuck drives coast to coast. The 6'2 junior out of Lithia, Florida scores, and Emory has a 5-point lead at 11-6. T.C. Price, he makes the big cut, and a whistle blows away from the ball. Fouls on number 24, Mason Johnson, his first. The team's first. It'll be Rochester basketball underneath their own bucket. Knight with it now, back inside to Ambolino Perez. He works, walks, gives it up, and then another throwaway over and back. That's about 3 straight turnovers by Rochester as Emory starts to pull away, gets a little breathing room. 5-point lead, 11-6, and the basketball. Greg Lawrence is now checked in for the Emory Eagles, number 12. He's a 6'6 freshman out of Fairfield. Around they go, inside they try to get it. Schnare with it, backs in, gives it up. Mason Johnson, back across it goes. The left-hander shoots, no good Lawrence. A rebound out of there by Algier to Knight. Knight quickly up the court. Emory hustling back, so nothing there. 11-6 your score, 13:51 to go here in the first half. First game of conference play in 2020 for the Emory Eagles and the Rochester Yellow Jackets. Knight looking for somewhere to go, comes back out to Ambolino Perez. Matt Davitt now checks back into the lineup, number 21. He's averaging 16.8 points and 5.7 rebounds per game. Matt Snare's out there. Lawrence, Williams, And Rowley, no good. Matthew Snare with a nice rebound. He brings it out himself, leading the fast break. Gives it up. Matt Davitt from three. Yes, score it right off the bench, and he scores, and it's quickly 14-6. And Coach Luke Flakertsy says, I've seen enough. I don't want Emory to get too hot. And so he calls a timeout. So with the score, 14-6, 13:20 to go. We've got our first timeout of the basketball game. The Emory Eagles, of course, led by athletic director Dr. Michael Vienna and Joyce Jalil, have done an outstanding job here. 27 NCAA titles, 202 conference championships, 190 academic All-Americans, and 126 NCAA post-grad scholarships. So Emory University represented not only on the athletic playing fields, but in the classroom as well. And that comes from the top. Dr. Michael Vienna and Joyce Jalil who do an outstanding job leading the athletic program. Kaylin Lee is checked back in, number 0. Emory pressing them full court. Rochester breaking the press without too much trouble, but it does eat time off the shot clock. Ambelino Perez, top of the key to Algier. Algier with 4 points, no good. Lawrence with the rebound. Quickly down it goes, and in it goes. Lawrence Rowley. 16-6 now. Emory with a 10-point lead. Full court pressure. Russ Gang now back to Lee. Lee top of the key to Gang. Emory drops back into a man-to-man. Good quick reaction by Matthew Snare. Tips that ball that way. It goes to Roman Williams. Roman drives in, puts it up left-handed and won't quite go. Battles underneath for it. And Rochester comes out with it. Ambelino Perez, a couple big long strides. No traveling called. Coach Jason Zimmerman saying, I think he might have taken 3 or 4 steps, but no traveling called, and the foul is called. And that's going to send Ambelino Perez to the free throw line. Misfires on the first. As a team, Rochester not the greatest free throw shooting team, hitting just 66% from the line. Ambelino Perez is a good free throw shooter, hitting 87% as he drains the second one. And the lead is cut down to 9, 16-7. All right, Emory with it. Roman Williams with it. He's the leading scorer for the Emory Eagles this year, averaging over 20 points a game. Top of the key to Matt Davitt, where he just did a 3-pointer. Luke Morrison is checked in the lineup, number 3. He's a 6'4" junior out of Bristol, Indiana. Fellow Hoosier. And there's a foul called on the Yellow Jackets. That's the team's 3rd. So Emory gets it underneath their own bucket. Top of the key it goes. Matthew Snare thinks about it, does deliver. About a 30-footer, no good. Russ Gang rebounds, kind of pushes Matt Davitt a little bit, but no harm, no foul. Davitt hustles back to pick up his guy. Algier working, throws up a wild shot, rebounded there nicely by Snare. Roman Williams with it, trying to penetrate, Gang on him. Top of the key, Davitt from outside, a little bit short, but nice rebound there by Luke Morrison, who tracked it down. So good offensive rebound. Emory resets inside to Davitt. Davitt's blocked by Algier. They both crash onto each other, but that looked clean. Benka now misfires. That's his first miss in 2 games. He was 14 of 14 in that previous game against RIT. 8 for 8 from the field and 6 for 6 from the 3-point area. 22 big points, misfires there. And he's yet to score in this one. Nordsay with a little push off, then he gets the rattle and the roll, and in it goes. Cuts the Emory lead to 16-9 as Trent Nordsay hits. Emory quickly down now. Luke Morrison gives it up. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Into the corner. Matthew Schneier. Matt Davitt gives it up. Morrison with it now. Fights his way in. A little bit too hard. And out come the Yellow Jackets with it. Nordsay with the ball. 16-9 your score. 10 minutes, 12 seconds to go. Another steal, another turnover by Rochester. Quickly ahead to Roman Williams, who gets a layup. In it goes. He's got 4 points now, and Emory has an 18-9 point lead. Kalen Lee brings it across. Emory drops back. Emory now on a zone defense, switching up defenses a little bit. Cross court it goes to Banka. Russ Gang, Kalen Lee with it. Kalen Lee from three. And doesn't get the roll, a little bit short. Matt Davitt clears the board, 18-9 Emory. Emory with the ball. Williams driving hard, and he picks up the foul, or is fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. Roman Williams having just a tremendous junior season. He's averaging 20.3 points per game, 4.3 rebounds per game. He's a good free throw shooter, hitting 83% from the line. And he rattles that one in. 5 points for the junior out of Harvey, Louisiana. Emory's lead now back to 10. That matches the biggest of the game. Emory 10-1 on the season, ranked number 6th in all of Division III. Very talented team, young team, lots of juniors, sophomores on the ball club. And Emory now with a 20-9 lead. That's the biggest at 11 points. Emory falls back, looks into a matchup type zone. Matt Nimzura now in for the Yellow Jackets. Banka with it. Looking for a shot, shuffles his feet, no whistle. Back to Banka. Banka, no good. He's yet to score in this one. Roman Williams brings it down, drives in, lays it up. Somebody hit the net. Roman hit the ground hard, and he's shaken up. We hope he's okay. He's grabbing his ankle. You just hate to see this kind of thing. He drove in, now being attended by the Emory athletic staff. It looks like he might have hurt his right knee. Well, that's taking the wind down to the crowd here. He's grimacing in pain. As soon as we find anything out officially, we'll pass it along, but he's popping up. Yeah, whether it's a sprained knee or ankle, I'm not sure, but Roman Williams is one tough kid, and he's hopping off under his own steam, but he landed hard, and they're going to take him right to the locker room and have him looked over by the medical staff, and when we get a report, we'll get back to you. But as far as the game goes, it's 20-9, Emory with an 11-point lead. There's 8:49 to go here in the first half. Nick Stuck is at the free throw line. He's shooting for Roman Williams, who is fouled. And this is the first one. Nick's a 64% free throw shooter. And he gets the second one. Emory up 21-9, 12-point lead. Matthew Snare checking Nordsay. Man-to-man defense this time down. Across it goes. Banco with it. Feroli not giving him any space. Feroli's saying, you're not getting 22 against me. That's what he's saying. Matt Manzura dribbling around, finally gives it back up. They have to shoot a long range one. No good by Eric Cannon, who just came in. Emory battling the offensive board. Lawrence with it, puts it up, no good, but he's fouled. And Greg Lawrence is going to go to the free throw line, battling and battling inside there. Right now, the leading scorers for Emory is Roman Williams, who's in the locker room right now, and Matt Davitt, both with 6. Greg Lawrence is a 56% free throw shooter. He's averaging 3.2 points and 3 rebounds a game. 6'6" freshman's done a nice job in his rookie season. Left-hander puts it up and bags that one, 22-9. Emory now up by 13. Kind of a quiet game. Kalen Lee with it. He directs traffic. He's their quarterback. Emory now in the 2-3 zone. 13 seconds to shoot on the shot clock. Lee can't penetrate the zone. Almost stolen by Schnarr. No good by Nordsay. Cleaned out of there nicely by Clay Washburn, who just checked into the lineup. So Clay with a good good defensive rebound. He's done a nice job this season coming off the bench and providing a spark. Inside, outside, Clay. Right off the bench. He could have made me look like a genius if he'd hit that, but he has done a great job all season long coming off the bench and providing a spark on both ends, defensively and offensively. Misfire in there. Emory still with a 22-9 lead. Nordsay with it now, looking for somewhere to go. Goes inside to Gang. Gang back outside to Nordsay, who drives in and throws it away. Rochester with several turnovers here in the first half. 22-9, just under 7 minutes to go here in the first half. Nick Stuck with it, calling the signals. Passes and cuts. Clay Washburn cuts. Schnarr comes out to get it. Emory running their offense. Nick Stuck drives in, kicks it back out. Schnarr with it. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Oh, Lawrence Rowley tried to get it back to Matt Schnarr. It was a great try, just a little bit too quick, tipped away. Now there's 5 seconds to go on this shot clock, so Emory's going to have to get it in and get off a shot forthwith. Nick Stuck. And it goes to Davitt. Davitt needs to shoot. And there's a whistle away from the ball. Two seconds ticked off the shot clock. And now we're going to inbounds it from the sideline. Coach Jason Zimmerman talking to the officials. Nick Stuck tosses it up, no good. Beat the shot clock. Algier with a good rebound out to Ross Gang, who brings it down. Gang takes it, lays it up, lays it in. 2 points for the 6'5" sophomore out of Short Hills, New Jersey. Cuts the lead to 11 at 22-11. Lawrence Rowley with it, backs in, spins, banks it, puts it in. Nice one-man effort by Lawrence Rowley. 13-point advantage, ties the biggest lead of the game for the Emory Eagles. Around it goes. Ross Gang with it, inside it goes. Long-range jumper, swish! By number 11, T.C. Price, and the price is right on that one, 24-14. Right back come the Emory Eagles as Nick Stuck hits to make it 26-12. Algier drills the long range one. Now things are heating up a little bit. Now they're looking like a 10-1 and 9-2 team colliding after each other. 26-17. Algier with 7 points. He leads his team. No good by Matt Schneer. Long rebound comes out though. Schneer saves it, but saves it to Rochester's Algier, who palms it, but lays it up with the left hand and gets it. And suddenly, the 13-point lead is now down to 7 at 26-19. Then a steal, but they whistle Kalen Lee, and that could be his third. I think Luke Flakertzy put him in to kind of perk things up offensively. He sat for a long time with 2 fouls. Now he's collected his third foul. So he'll sit the last 4 minutes and 46 seconds of this first half without a doubt. And having 3 fouls right at the top of the second half will impact how aggressive he can play in the second half. Eric Cannon checks in, number 10, as Lee sits down. Nick Stuck drains the free throw. 27-19, Emory with an 8-point lead, 4:46 to go here in the first half. Nick feeling comfortable at the free throw line, 28-19. Emory now picking up with some full court pressure, seeing if they can get Cannon to make a mistake. Yellow Jackets get it across the line, okay. T.C. Price with it into the corner. Long range 3-point jump shot. And then it goes by Banka. He's averaging 9 points a game, but like I said, last time out against RIT, 8 of 8 from the floor for the 2-point area, 6 of 6 from the 3-point stripe, and 22 big points. So now, Rochester's as close as they've been in quite a while at 28-22. Emory's biggest lead was 13, now trimmed to 6 points. And of course, we're still waiting for some kind of update on Roman Williams, the star shooting guard for the Emory Eagles, averaging 20 points a game, 4.3 rebounds per game. He hit the ground hard in the first half and was taken to the locker room for examination, so we'll let you know as soon as we find something out. Emory, of course, is tipping off the conference season today. Next weekend, they're on the road at NYU on Friday and Brandeis on Sunday. They're back to the friendly confines of the Woodruff PE Center on January 24th against Carnegie Mellon, and the 26th against Case Western Reserve, and we'll have those 2 games for you right here on the same Emory channel. Right now it's Emory basketball. Nick Stuck with it, bringing it across the timeline. Emory's lead from 13 now down to 6, 28-22. Matthew Snare, he has 3 points, hit a 3-pointer early on. Inside it goes. Backing in. And they got Snare for a travel. So a untimely turnover. Cannon with the basketball. Emory picking up some full court pressure. Cannon brings it across. Checked by Nick Stuck. Man-to-man defense. T.C. Price with it now. Price hit a 3-pointer, then a great pass to Nordze, who comes back outside to Banka. Price swatted. Lawrence Rowley said, don't bring the weak stuff in here. He blocked T.C. Price's shot. The Price was not right on that one. In the corner it goes. Snare with it to Rowley. Rowley spins, takes the baseline, puts it up, puts it in, and draws the foul. Lawrence Rowley getting a big-time hoop off a big-time move when Emory really needed somebody to stand up. I'm sure they're concerned about their teammate, wanting to know how he is doing. Lawrence Rowley with a great move there, banked it in. Rowley with 6 points right now and a chance for the 3-point play. 6'5" junior out of Ypsilanti, Michigan. He's a 74% free throw shooter, so he's good from the line. And he swishes that one through for the three-point play. And Emory's lead is back at 31-22. Emory full court pressure. Someone needs to stop Gang. Gang came in, tossed the alley-ooper to Algier. They couldn't handle it. It goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Emory basketball. So with 3:26 to go, Emory up by 9. Nick Stuck brings it across the timeline. Bounce pass there. Lawrence with it. Matt Snare, top of the key. Stuck. Luke Morrison. And it's tipped away and goes off Luke's knee. Emory going to pick up with some full court pressure. Nick Stuck on Cannon. And they had a little trouble getting it in, but do. Cannon brings it across the timeline. 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Nordsay with it. Top of the key to Algier. Algier with 9 points. He's their leading scorer on the season, averaging 15. Big rangy guy at 6'10" with a nice touch from the outside. No good by Gang. But he draws a foul. Cannon checks out. Knight checks back in for Rochester. Ross Gang with the basketball. He's going to shoot a free throw. And misfires. Luke Morrison with the rebound, and here come the Emory Eagles. 31-24, 7-point lead. Emory's led by as many as 13. 2:36 to go here in the first half. Lawrence top of the key, long ranger, and in it goes by Luke Morrison, who hits a big three-pointer when Emory really needed somebody to stand up and hit a three-pointer. That puts the lead back to 10. So a little more breathing room. Nordsay with it. He gets to Algier. Algier checked by Lawrence. Now Banka. Remember, he's a hot shooter and a streaky shooter. Knight with it, under 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Give and go to Algier. Blocked by Lawrence beautifully. What a block by number 12, Greg Lawrence. Then a steal. And Wright comes back down with Ross Gang. So excitement on the Emory side, and then excitement for the Rochester folks. 34-26. But that play started out looking a lot better for Emory than it wound up looking. Nick Stuck takes the baseline, reverse. And they said that he hooked his guy going to the hoop, so an offensive foul called against Nick Stuck. That's his first. Matt Davitt trying to check back in for the final 128. Greg Lawrence takes a seat. He did a nice job in there during that stint. All right, Knight's got it. The Yellow Jackets have the ball. Emory has the lead, 34-26. Ross Gang stopped way outside. Nordsay comes and helps him out. 15 on the shot clock. Pace of play kind of a little more favorable to Rochester. They're averaging 70-some points a game. Emory's averaging 91.1. Another turnover. Kurt Flakertsy's not going to like when he looks at how many turnovers his Yellow Jackets have made here in the first half. Minute to go, first half. Matt Davitt from three. Bodies hit the ground, and Nick Stuck is holding his head. So the second Emory guard hits the floor and hits it hard. Nick bounces up and says he's okay, but I heard it all the way up here in the rafters. 55 seconds to go, 34-26. Matt Snare's going to help out with some towel, get the perspiration off the court. Here at the Woodruff PE Center. We want to give a shout out to the women's team. Emory tipped off conference play with an 86-65 win over Lady Yellow Jackets of Rochester. The Emory women's team is now 10-2 on the season and on a 5-game winning streak, so congratulations to the women's team. Nick Stuck hits that free throw. Emory's lead back to 9. Emory's led it since they hit a three-pointer to go up 9-6 early in this game. They led by as many as 13, but they saw that lead shrivel all the way down to 5 points. Banco with it. Now to Price. Price inside to Algier, who's just camped out down in the lane. And he travels for another turnover. And Emory's going to get it with a chance to run the shot clock down to about 4 or 5 seconds in the first half. So they'll take their time. Matt Snare, Luke Morrison, Lawrence Rowley, Matt Davitt, and Nick Stuck are the 5 in gray out there right now for the Emory Eagles. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Time to get something cooking. Nick Stuck with it. Drives in, takes a running one-hander and hits. Nick Stuck, point guard. And then a quick foul. Foul on Rowley. That's his first. Emory picking up full court pressure. Not going to give him anything easy. And we've got a charge on Ross Gang. He was dribbling down there pretty fast. He dished it off to Nordsay, but he couldn't keep control of himself. Crashed into an Emory player. And with 0.8 of a second to go, Emory's going to get a shot off. And long ranger. Oh, so close, but the first half comes to an end. Emory with an 11-point lead, 37-26 your score. And we will take a look at the stats and the highlights when we come back right after this break on your Emory Network. Emory 37, Rochester 26 at the halftime break. Welcome back to Emory University men's basketball. I'm Mark Harmon, the voice of the Eagles, as we get ready for the second half of the Eagles-Rochester Yellow Jackets game, the first game of conference play here in the UAA. Right now, Emory leading at 37-26 at the halftime break. Let's check out some of the key stats here. Emory on the first half, 11 of 26 shooting from the field, 42%, 3 of 9, 33% from the home run arc, and actually, Emory is 4 of 11, 36% from the home run arc, and they shot 9 of 13 free throws for 69%. For Rochester, they shot 42.3% from the field, 3 of 6 from the home run arc, and 1 of 3. They only made one free throw, and only 3 attempts, 33% in the first half. We talked about turnovers. Rochester with 10 turnovers in the first half, Emory with just 4. Let's check out the scoring. First for your Emory Eagles, Nick Stuck leading the way with 11 points in the first half. Lawrence Rowley has 7 points to go along with a couple of rebounds. Roman Williams, 6 points. Matt Davitt has 6 points on a couple of three-pointers. Luke Morrison has 3. Matthew Snare has 3, also on a couple of three-pointers. Greg Lawrence has a point, and that rounds out your scoring for Emory. I do want to tell you that Roman Williams came out in the middle of halftime and ran a couple of laps and shot a couple of hoops, and he was back out warming up with the team. So the Emory leading scorer, who hit the deck hard in the first half and had to leave the game with about 8 minutes to go, did come back out during halftime, ran some drills, shot some shots, and then went back inside. Then he came back out with the team and went through the regular warm-up, which he's doing right now, shooting some jumpers and layups and that kind of thing. So we'll see if that knee is going to be able to play on or not. But he looked okay, just to a layman's eye, during the halftime break, which is good news. Let's check out the scoring for the Rochester Yellow Jackets. Ryan Algier leading the way with 9 points. Ross Gang has 6. T.C. Price has 3. Patrick Benka has 3. Kalen Lee, the point guard, has 2 points. And Norday also has 2 points. So that's your scoring for the University of Rochester. Right now, Emory with the lead at the half, 37-26. Emory 10-1 on the season, ranked number 6 in all of Division III. Rochester comes into this one with a 9-2 record. And this, of course, is the first game of conference play. Emory, the defending conference champs. Emory also picked to finish first in the voting of coaches for this coming year. Emory's won 6 conference championships in 89 and 90, and then again in 2013, 15, 16, and last year, 2019, they clinched the UAA championship last year on this same court by beating the same Rochester Yellow Jackets. Second half now underway we go. Emory with the basketball. 37-26. Emory with an 11-point lead and the ball. Nick Stuck with it. Tipped out of bounds by Banka. It's going to be Emory basketball with 13 seconds left to go on the shot clock. Coach Jason Zimmerman's club. 10-1 on the young season. Nice block by Gang. Rowley sticks with it, puts it back up, and gets fouled. I think the foul might be on T.C. Price, number 11. We'll see. Yep, on T.C. Price. That's his second. Sends Rowley to the line. Lawrence is a good free throw shooter, hitting 74%. And I jinxed him, as that one hit all kinds of rim but refused to go in. Rowley with 7 points, make it 8 points. And Emory's lead is now 38-26. Emory with just a little bit of full court pressure. And like I said, that probably just distracts them a little bit in terms of the shot clock. Nordsay is short, gets his own rebound, blocked nicely by Matt Davitt. And it's going to be Emory basketball as Nick Stuck, hustling after the basketball, knocked it off one of the Yellow Jacket players. So Rowley will inbound it to Stuck. Emory's got the ball. Emory has a 12-point lead, and Emory's got the lead here. It's 19-11 to go here in the game. Inside it goes to Rowley again. Maybe the game plan was to go inside. Banka, though, kind of half blocks that and then gets the rebound. So down come the Yellow Jackets. Nice pass there by Price into Algier. Algier is their leading scorer. He has 9 points. He's averaging 15 per. Rochester goes back. Algier gives it up to Nordsay. To Ross Gang, who throws it inside to Algier, who banks it off. He's got 11 now. He's 6'10", and he is a tower of power. There's no doubt about it. So he does seem to camp in the lane. Now there's Roman Williams. He's back out there, and he's moving around pretty good. So that's the good news. He really hit the deck hard. Matt Davitt shot a little short, but it's good to see Roman Williams out there. He's the leading scorer for the season, averaging over 20 points a game. I'm watching his knee, I'm watching his ankle, and he's moving out there pretty good. Backdoor play, Ross Gang slams it. Won't fall. Stuck comes out with it. Emory with a 10-point lead. Into the corner it goes. Schneer, yes! Matthew Schneer. Big three-pointer. He hit a big one early in the game, and now he's hit another big one. He has 6 points on 2 three-pointers. And Rochester coach Luke Flakertsy says, let's not lose track of this game early in the second half with a score at 41-28. Back in my earlier days, I covered the Indiana Hoosiers, and Coach Bob Knight always said the most important 5 minutes of any game is the first 5 minutes of the second half. So whoever seems to take control during that 5-minute period has the best chance of winning the basketball game. And I'm not going to argue with the general. Right now, Emory has got the better of the first 5 minutes of the second half. 41-38, 41-28, 13-point lead. T.C. Price with it, gives it back. Ross Gang is going to bring it across the free throw line. Kalen Lee, you got to remember, the point guard for Rochester has 3 fouls, so Luke Flakertsy has decided to keep him on the bench and not risk him picking up that 4th foul. Kalen Lee is an integral part of this team. He's averaging 12.6 points and 2.5 rebounds per game, and is the only starter under 6 foot. There's T.C. Price. The Price is right. He hits a 3, and it's 41-31. Nordsay with the rebound. He brings it down. Emory with a 10-point lead. Banka now inside to Algier. Algier, he kind of shuffles those feet, but he's effective at 6'10". He hits again. He's got 13 points. And Emory's lead has gone from 13 to 8, just like that. Whistle away from the ball. Roman Williams now taking a seat. Number 3, Luke Morrison checking in. You just don't know how much Roman Williams can go. I mean, he looked okay out there. He wasn't limping or anything or grimacing, but you just don't know how sore that knee and ankle is. Nick Stuck, he has 11 points. He's the leading scorer for your Emory Eagles right now. He goes to Rowley. Rowley has 8 points. Luke Morrison has a 3-pointer. 4 seconds to go on the shot clock. Matthew Schneer, no good. And out come the Yellow Jackets. Long range 3-pointer, no good. Rebound by Emory. Mason Johnson in there, number 24. Driving to the hoop, can't get it to go. Kalen Lee is checked into the game for the Yellow Jackets, so the point guard with 3 fouls is in there right now. And he's got the basketball. He's checked by Luke Morrison. He drives in, goes to the corner, 3-pointer by Ross Gang, and he hits it. And suddenly Emory's 13-point lead has been whittled down to 5 at 41-35, 36. And again, a whistle away from the action. 41-36, 15:47 to go. Number 12, Greg Lawrence, he checked back in for the Emory Eagles. Also out there, Mason Johnson, number 24. Nick Stuck, 13, the point guard. Greg Lawrence is out there, number 12. And Matt Snare. So 2 starters. 3 guys have come off the bench. The men in gray looking to add to their lead. Nick Stuck drives in, lays it up and in, and draws the foul. Nick Stuck playing tremendous today. That's 13 points. He's the point guard. He's been asked to pick up a little bit of the scoring slack with Roman Williams injured. And he's done a fine job. He's going to go to the free throw line and try to complete the 3-point play and gets it done. 44-36. So Emory's lead trailed to 5. Now it's back up to 8, so a little breathing room. Here's Kalen Lee with it. He's the point guard. He runs the show. He's got 3 fouls. Ambelino Perez drives in, throws up the left-handed shot, and in it goes. Nick Stuck gives it back up. Luke Morrison from 3, a little bit too hard. Ambelino Perez with the rebound, doesn't even have to jump. He had good position, drives in, lays it up, lays it in, and draws the foul. Things are starting to get a little sticky. Brian Ambelino Perez is a 6'7" sophomore. He comes from Spain. He's been averaging 7.2 points and 5.1 rebounds per game for the Yellow Jackets, and he's just cut this Emory lead to 4 at 44-40 with a chance for the 3-point play, and he hits it. So it's 44-41 right now. Emory's lead just 3 points. Roman Williams is checked back in. Snare drives in, puts it up. It's blocked from behind. Picked out of there by Price. Price Moore running the show, probably trying to keep Kalen Lee from picking up that 4th foul on a charge. Gang, Ambelino Perez backing in. I think they got Matthew Snare with the foul. It is, that's his 2nd. That's the team's 3rd. So the Yellow Jackets will get the ball out of bounds underneath their own hoop, trailing Emory by 3. Ambelino Perez comes back out. Kalen Lee now, the team's point guard. Rochester has battled back from 13 points in this half now to 3. T.C. Price, top of the key. Ambelino Perez loses it, double dribbles, is not called, misfires on the layup. And Mason Johnson with a nice rebound. Roman Williams driving to the hoop, picks up the foul. So he's going to go to the free throw line. It's just good to see Roman Williams out there competing and looking like he's 100%. Now, I'm sure he's sore, but he's back out there. And he hits. That's his 7th point in this game. And Emory was stuck on 44 for a long time, so it's good to get to 45 and a 4-point lead. Nick Stuck checks back in now. Mason Johnson takes a breather. Matthew Snare is out there. Matt David is checked back in. Lawrence Rowley remains in along with Roman Williams, and those are your 5 in the home gray. Roman hits them both. Emory up 46-41. Cross Gang dribbles it on up. Ambelino Perez gets it. He's a rangy guy at 6'7". Rowley with a block. And now Nick Stuck brings it up the court. Long ranger, no good by Roman Williams. And there's a foul away from the ball. That one's on Lawrence Rowley. That's his first. It's the team's fourth, though. So you got to kind of keep an eye on the team fouls. Ross Gang's got it to Nordsay. They're trying to get it into Algier. It's stolen away by Matt Davitt. Great anticipation there. Nick Stuck drives in, comes back out. Cross court it goes. Davitt is fouled, puts it up and in. Whether they'll count it or not, I'm not sure. They might have said the foul was before the shot. Which is what they call. So it's going to be Emory basketball underneath their own hoop. Nick Stuck's going to trigger it in. Matt Davitt has it now. Rowley. Nick Stuck drives into the lane, puts up the running one-hander, and he hits Nick Stuck with 16 big points. Every time Emory's needed a big hoop, it seems like Nick Stuck has responded today. You gotta like to see that out of your point guard. He leads the team in assists. Today he's leading in scoring. There's Kalen Lee driving in left-handed, made that look easy. Up and in it goes, 48-43. Nick Stuck to Rowley. Roman Williams, so quick off the dribble, can continually make his own plays, his own shots. Rowley driving in. He's got 10 points. He hits double figures. Lawrence Rowley with a big game. And Emory's lead is now 7 at 50-43. Kalen Lee calling the shots. He's the point guard. He's the quarterback of this team. He's long ranger by Banka, no good. Guy went 14 of 14 in the last game, but he hasn't been as effective in this game with just one three-pointer. And Emory with the turnover there. It's going to be Rochester basketball. Matt Davitt takes a seat. Greg Lawrence checks back in. Kalen Lee with it. 50-43, 11:34 to go in this first conference game of 2020. Emory, the defending conference champs. Emory, the preseason or pre-conference favorites to win it all again. Roman Williams with the steal. The great dish to Nick Stuck, who lays it in. Great two-man play between the two guards at Emory University. Roman Williams giving it up. Nick Stuck laying it in. Nick with 18 big points down. Emory with a 9-point lead at 52-43. Emory playing good defense, making Rochester work. Banka, long range, and you can see that kid is a streaky shooter, and when he's hot, he's hot. Great pass into Lawrence Rowley, who puts it up and in. Great pass by Nick Stuck, lobbed it in over everybody. Looking a little like Tom Brady there, threading the needle. And so Rochester hits the three-pointer from Banka. And now Emory with a chance for a three-point play if Rowley can hit this free throw. And he does, so it's all even Steven there. 55-46, Emory by 9. Emory's biggest lead was 13 points, both in the first half and in the second half. Rochester cut it to 3 at 44-41, but since then Emory has gotten a little breathing room. T.C. Price misfiring from there. Roman Williams so quick off the dribble. Drives in, has it blocked by Algier, but he was fouled before that. So that's the seventh team foul now. And Roman Williams is going to go to the free throw line. He has 8 points today. Now he has 9. Emory has a 10-point lead. Roman missed the last 8 minutes of the first half. He came down hard, drove to the hoop, and was hit and fell and hit the hardwood hard, and he missed as they checked out his ankle and knee, but he's okay. He's back out there. And Emory with a 11-point lead at 57-46. Gang with it now. Goes off the pick from Ambelina Perez inside to Algier. Greg Lawrence trying to muscle him. And he gets the block and it goes out. So the 6'6" freshman doing a good job there against the 6'10" leading scorer for Rochester, who has 13 points in the game so far. Back they go to Algier, to Nordsay. Back to Algier. Boy, he scores, but he almost offensive fouls the way he muscles the guy on top of him. And then Emory with a turnover, so the momentum back and forth in this game. Emory had just 4 turnovers in the first half, while Rochester had 10. Both teams playing a little bit better from that standpoint till right then when they throw it away, and it's going to be Emory basketball. So Greg Lawrence will trigger it in. Matt Snare checks back in. And Mason Johnson checks back out. Nick stuck with it. He has 18 points. Lawrence Rowley has 13. Roman Williams has 10. So 3 guys in double figures for Emory. For Rochester, just Algier has 15. Rowley now with it to Nick Stuck. Great give and go to Rowley. What a pass. Terrific pass by Nick Stuck to Rowley, and it couldn't be any easier of a shot. It was a tough pass, but he made it perfectly. And Emory now up 59-48. Long range, no good, and Rowley with the rebound. Rowley now with 15 points. You gotta love Nick Stuck, the game he has today. There's another pass inside to Rowley, and he's hammered, but again, Nick Stuck getting the basketball into the hands of his teammates in positions where they can score, and that's all you can ask a point guard to do. Of course, you can ask him to score 18 points, which he's done so far. Lawrence Rowley at the line. He has 15. Emory with a 11-point lead with the 8:53 to go here in the game. Rochester already has 18 fouls. Emory just has 14 fouls. Lawrence, Snare, Rowley, Nick Stuck, and Roman Williams are your 5 guys in there for the Emory Eagles right now. Rowley now with 16 points. Rowley also has 5 rebounds so far. So Roman Williams checks out for a second, get a breather. They got over the back, I think, on Snare. Mason Johnson checks back in, the 6'7" sophomore, 205-pounder out of Phoenix, Arizona. He's been averaging 4 points and 3.9 rebounds this season. Nordsay with it now. Kalen Lee. He has 4 fouls, so Kalen Lee has to be careful. He only has 1 more. Kind of a wild shot there by Ambelina Perez. Emory with a 12-point lead. Lawrence drives it in, gives it out. Nice dump into Lawrence. Rowley. This time Matthew Schnare with a great pass. Rowley really rolling in this game. 62-48 as Emory has jumped back out to a 14-point lead, and that's their biggest of the game. Stolen away. Nick Stuck looking for someone trailing. Takes it on in himself, misfires. Nordsay fights. Schnare fights. And the ball is going to go over to Rochester. Nick Stuck and Lawrence Rowley both with 18 big points in this game. Roman Williams has added 10. Kaylin Lee has 4 fouls, the point guard for Rochester. T.C. Price now with it. Almost stolen away by Schnarr. Emory in a matchup zone. Shot clock running down. 8 seconds. Rochester needs to get a shot off, and it's stolen away beautifully by Matthew Schnarr. The shot clock had a second left on it. Cross-court pass, and Rowley didn't quite see it, couldn't quite handle it. Quickly ahead, Ambolino Perez lays it up, and he is fouled. And that foul will be against Matthew Schnarr. That's his 4th. So Matt with 4, Kaylin Lee with 4 for Rochester. Both coaches getting ready to substitute a couple of guys. Ambolino Perez misfires there. 7:17 to go here in the very first conference game of the year. University Athletic Association, Emory the defending champions. Emory's won 6 championships in school history. 89 and 90, 2013, 2015, 2016, and last year, 2019. What will 2020 bring us? That's the question. Nick Stuck with it. He has 18 big points. Roman Williams is checked back in. He has 10. Luke Morrison is out there. Mason Johnson also, who just got the rebound, put it back up and put it back in for big Mason Johnson. 64-59, Emory's biggest lead now. 15-point Emory lead. Of course, Coach Jason Zimmerman is in his 13th season here. He's the all-time winningest coach in men's basketball history. He has 224 wins against just 104 losses. He has led his Emory Eagles to 10 consecutive winning seasons. He has led his Emory Eagles to 7 straight NCAA tournaments. His team made the Grade 8 back in 2014, the Sweet 16 in 2014, 15, 16, and 18. He's led his team to UAA championships in 2013, 15, 16, and last year in 19. He's had 6 seasons with 20 or more victories. And of course, last year he led his team to a 20-6 record, 11-13 in conference play, and of course the conference championship. So Jason Zimmerman really building a juggernaut here at Emory University now in his 13th season as head coach. Emory with a 15-point lead. That's the largest of the game, 64-59. Emory led by 13 in the first half. They led by 13 in the second half, only to see the Yellow Jackets cut that lead to just 3 points at 44-41. But since then, Emory's been on a roll. Kaylin Lee, he's got 4 fouls. Nord say they're trying to get it into Algier. And look, he's just in there forever. Misfires on a short one there. Battles, gets his own rebound. I think they're going to get Mason Johnson for reaching in as they battle for the loose ball. Algier is 6'10", a junior. He's from Fairport, New York. Misfires there. And it's Emory basketball. 6:34 to go here in the basketball game. Emory up 64-49. Roman Williams, top of the key. Nick Stuck. Nice pass into Mason Johnson. Just won't go. Good rebound and good follow-up by Lawrence, who keeps it alive. Then a three-pointer, and he hits. Roman Williams with a three-pointer to make it 67-49. An 18-point Emory lead. Three-pointer by Banka, who had 6 3-pointers against RIT in their last game. Boy, this game was close, 44-41. But since then, Emory has taken charge. Good to see Roman Williams hit that three-pointer. He took a hard fall to the hardwood in the first half. Missed the last 8 minutes. There's Nick Stuck reaching in. But he has 13 points now. Nick Stuck has 18 points. Lawrence Rowley has 18 points. They've been the 3 big scorers for Emory today. 5:30 to go. And Ross Gang hits that one. He's got 10 points now. He's a 6'5" sophomore out of Short Hills, New Jersey, averaging 10 points and 6 rebounds a game. Misfires there. Mason Johnson with the rebound. And Nick Stuck brings it across. 5:23 to go. Emory up by 14. Into the corner. Mason Johnson takes the jumper. No good. Ross Gang kind of dribbles it off his foot, but they get it to Kalen Lee. Lee has 4 fouls. Shoots the left-handed jumper. Misfires. Banka gets the long rebound. Oh, and they throw it across. Algier trying to find Banka, threw it a little too high, a little too hard, and goes out of bounds. Another turnover. Rochester had 10 turnovers in the first half. Lawrence Rowley checks back in. Mason Johnson and Greg Lawrence check out. Matt David is checked back in, number 21. So the original starting lineup is out there right now at the 4:41 mark. Good pass. Matt Snare into Lawrence Rowley, who came back out with it. Matt Davitt now drives in, fakes, puts it up and in, and draws the foul. So Matt Davitt, who is sitting on the bench, comes off, adds some instant offense. He's got 8 points on the game today with a chance for number 9. And he does. 70-53 your score. Emory with a 17-point lead. Largest was 18 points. Matt Davitt now sits down. Nick Stuck and Lawrence Rowley have both scored 18 points in this game. It's going to be Emory basketball. It's going to be Rochester basketball underneath their own hoop. Ross Gang inbounds it. Algier has it. Nordsay's now got it. Trying to get it back in. Great anticipation by Matthew Snare. They double teamed Algier and they got the steal. Matthew Snare, great pass. I mean, there's 3 teammates that found Lawrence Rowley with great passes right underneath the hoops. Matt Snare, Roman Williams, and Nick Stuck. Just tremendous finding the big guy inside like that. 20 points now for Rowley. And a steal, Matthew Snare. He's got a very high basketball IQ. He saw that happening. Made a nice pass to Greg Lawrence, and Lawrence gets fouled, so he's going to go to the free throw line. This game could have gone many different ways when the score was 44-41, and Uncle Mo momentum seemed to be in the Yellow Jackets' favor. But Emory righted the ship and has just dominated the last 12 minutes of this basketball game. Greg Lawrence is a 56% free throw shooter, hits the second one. And we got a timeout on the court. Emory with a 20-point lead right now, 73-53. Biggest lead of the game with 3:42 to go. We mentioned at the top of the broadcast that this is the 65th meeting between these two schools. Rochester leads at 36 wins to 28 wins in a series that dates back to January of 1988. Last year these two teams split. Yellow Jackets winning in Rochester 87-76. Emory winning here at home at the Woodruff PE Center 92-82. And with that win they clinched the conference championship. So there's 3:42 left to go in this game. Emory with a 10-1 record. Their lone loss to Guilford last time out, losing on a three-pointer at the buzzer to lose by a point. Nick Stuck still hassling the Rochester point guards. Cannon brings it up over to T.C. Price. Kaylin Lee is taking a breather. Inside it goes. T.C. Price goes cross court to Cannon. Cannon drives in, lays it up, and it's blocked. Algier shot blocked by Greg Lawrence and Matthew Schneer, I think. And so it goes to a jump ball. So the arrow is going Rochester's way, so they'll get it. 2 seconds to shoot. Algier misfired there, then followed his shot. It goes out of bounds off of Brian Ambolino Perez. So with 3:06 to go, Emory's going to have the basketball and a 20-point lead. Nick Stuck with it. He has 18 points. Matt Davitt back in there. It's the original starting lineup for the Emory Eagles. Matt Davitt drives in, has it stripped away by Ambolina Perez. And boy, Nick Stuck dove for the ball. Perez hit the court hard. His teammates are over there to pick him up. And he'll go to the free throw line. Kind of a wild, mad scramble there. The Emory Eagles, Rochester Yellow Jackets. This is the first UAA conference game of the year. Misfires on that one. Good rebound by Matt Schneer. It goes to Nick Stuck. He's in no hurry. He'll bring it across. Checked by Cannon. Schneer trying to go inside. Greg Lawrence now in there. Rowley over to the corner it goes. Nick Stuck is surprisingly fast off that dribble. And he draws the foul, so he's going to go to the free throw line. That's the 10th foul on Rochester, so Nick's in the bonus. Hits the first. 74-53. Luke Flakertzy is emptying his bench now. Bringing in some of the guys that work so hard at practice will now get a little game time experience in the last 2:21. Nick Stuck with 19, make it 20 points. Emory with a 22-point lead at 75-53. Biggest lead of the game. But again, I caution you, it was 44-41 not that long ago. And Emory just enforced its will on the Yellow Jackets. Long range bomb, no good. Rebound blocked by Rowley. That's going to send Matt Nemzura to the line. And now Coach Jason Zimmerman likewise is going to clear his bench and bring in some guys that work so hard at practice. Nemzura misfires on the first. And so now come in Nick Tupianen Lonzie Portis is out there. Max Fried is out there. Pierre Coffey is out there. Lonzie Portis. Pierre Coffey. Portis now goes cross court. Jumper in and out by Nick, no good. Rebound there by Coffey though. Lonzie with a long one, no good. Max Fried tried to track her down, but no good. So it's 75-54, 21-point Emory lead. 1:36 to go in the game. Emory about to raise its record to 11-1 on the season and 1-0 in conference play. And who knows, this could be a magical season for the Emory Eagles. They were ranked as high as number 2 before they lost to Guilford on a buzzer beater last time out. They've dropped down to number 6 in the standings. But Rochester came in here with a 9-2 record, and they had played the number 1 team in the country, Swarthmore, to a very close competitive game. So this Rochester team has plenty of talent. And Emory has handled them easily today. So the foul is on Dubem Nake, who's in now, number 30. And Rochester hits. Nake inbounds it. Rochester playing full court pressure. And they said that Lonzie Portis stepped on the line, so it's going to go back to Rochester. Give and go. Nake knocks that one out of bounds, so there's 19 seconds on the shot clock. And Rochester will inbound under its own hoop. In it goes. Rochester scores, makes it 75-57. Lonzie Portis dribbles it across the timeline, gives it up to Nake. Max Fried with it. Cross court. Nick back to Pierre Coffey, who drives in, shoots it up, no good. Rebound there by Andrew Jackson. Mitchell Kersham with it. $19 seconds to go. Andrew Jackson misfires. And Emory's got the ball with 8 seconds, 6 seconds, 75-57. 18-point win for your Emory Eagles as Emory wins this one, 75-57. Your final score as Emory raises its record to 11-1 in conference play, or overall, and 1-0 in conference play. Let's check out the leading scorers. First, for your Emory Eagles, Nick Stuck leading the way with 20 points, along with Lawrence Rowley, who also had 20 big points, along with 5 rebounds. Roman Williams, 13 points. He hit the deck hard in the first half. He came back and played most of the second half, so we're all assuming that everything is A-OK there. Matt Davitt, 9 points. Matthew Schneer had 6 points and a couple of three-pointers. Luke Morrison had 3 points. Greg Lawrence had 2. Mason Johnson had 2 points. That rounds out your scoring for the Emory Eagles. For the Yellow Jackets of Rochester, they were led in scoring by Ryan Algier, who had 15 points. Russ Gang had 10 points. Patrick Banka had 9. Brian Ambolino Perez had 7. T.C. Price had 6. Kalen Lee, the point guard, had 4. He was in foul trouble a lot of the game. Matt Nimzera has 3. And Trent Nordse has 2. Andrew Jackson has a point. And that wraps up the scoring there for Rochester. Now, Emory is on the road next week. They're on the road at NYU on Friday and then Brandeis on Sunday. Then they're back home the following weekend, January 24th, against Carnegie Mellon on Friday and against Case Western Reserve on Sunday. We will have those two games for you on the same Emory broadcast network, so we ask you to please tune in for that one. Once again, Emory wins this game 75-57. They raise their record to 11-1 overall, 1-0 in the conference as they try to defend their UAA title. Everything is looking pretty good. So next week, 2 games on the road, then they're back here. So until next time, I'm Mark Harmon, the voice of the Eagles, saying so long, everybody.